Man builds himself through working with his hands.
The child's first year is the year that the child is really open to all possibilities. Their mind is open to millions of connections. It's interesting to note that there are billions of dendrites that the child receives when they're born. A dendrite is a connection in the brain that the synapse goes through, and it gives the electrical impulse. You're born with billions of those, but as you grow, they're kind of siphoned off. They call it pruning. So the less you use, the more you lose. So those first years of life are so important to lay a foundation of the kind of learner that child is going to be, and ultimately the kind of adult. So those first years are crucial. Are they going to be able to be independent? Will they be dependent on an adult? Will they feel good about themselves? Can they quiet themselves? Can they meet their own needs? Those are the things that are so important that are really done in those first years of life.
Information from objects travel through the hands and fingers to the brain. Dr. Montessori demonstrated that when infants felt and held things with their hands, the information transmitted to their brains set in motion a whole series of coordinated events. This learning process is deeply satisfying to infants. Remember that each object in the prepared environment is a potential learning tool, not just a toy or a diversion. Objects offered need to correlate with infant-sensitive periods. Supporting repeated, sustained explorations of these objects enables infants to build concentration. Notice that the object permanence box, matched with 9.5-month-old Bailey, captivates her and builds her ability to concentrate, as well as her eye-hand coordination. Activities should encourage repetition, allow for some struggle, and build an appropriate skill. Many of these activities can be homemade. When infants show little interest in an activity, the task is generally either too challenging or too easy. Remember, objects made of natural materials or materials that mimic the natural offer the richest opportunities for touch. These stimulate finger-based exploration and hand-to-brain connection. Objects that are multidimensional will sustain repeated exploration and encourage learning, also building concentration. When considering toys, it is good to choose some objects that display how their sound is made, such as rattles that show their beads or have bells on the outside. This is better than having all the sound-making elements hidden inside the object. These transparent details build a baby's curiosity and understanding of how the world works.